Well, hey everybody, welcome back to Dave and Family Farm. Today we have a new excavator toy that we're trying to hook up here, and I was going to show some video of it, but we have an issue. So first things first, we have our Kubota mini excavator here, and don't mind the mess in the shop. We have a brush cutting attachment for the head of it. So this is made by a company called, sorry, too much junk, Rut Manufacturing. They are down in North Carolina. I tried to buy, kind of small business, made in the USA as much as I could type product. But we have an issue. So the issue is trying to hook this up. I think most of you can see what it is. There is these holes are way off. You can see right there that this should be flush with the back of that hole, and it is not. Now there's a U bracket here that this sits in. That is tucked in there as tight as it will go. So there is nowhere for this to go. So I'll show you the other side. The other side is not as bad. The other side is much closer. It's almost there. It's a little bit off. I was able to barely start the pin, but it's a little bit off yet. So I contacted them about 2 weeks ago, letting them know that I had this issue. And I didn't really hear anything back, so I don't know, it was 3 or 4 days after I made the first initial call, I called back and kind of asked how they were addressing the problem or what they were going to do to alleviate the problem, So they said to me, well, maybe something happened in manufacturing that, the pins were misaligned just a little bit during the fabrication process. So you can see that this plate bolts on here, all these bolts all the way around, because you can put these brush cutters on many different mini excavators. So they just, they made it universal that way. So they're going to send me a new one of those. I said, okay, when is it going to go? When am I going to get it? And he said, well, it's going out Friday. So that was over a week ago now. It was going out UPS on Friday over a week ago. So I don't know what's going on. I'm not going to keep calling these people over and over and over. And there's no way that it takes over a week for something to go, unless it gets lost, from North Carolina to Pennsylvania in 8 or 9 days. So they gave me no tracking number. They didn't call to say it shipped. They didn't anything. So that's my only complaint so far with this company is they seem like they want to stand behind their product, but you have to stay on top of them in order to get answers. And that's a bit frustrating when you're super busy. So since I have work lined up for this thing, I've had it for over 2 weeks now that I haven't been able to use it. I need to try it out and make sure everything works with the machine and whatnot before I can even take it to a job. So it's not ready. So I'm tired of waiting for their plate that they're going to send me. So I'm going to try and see if I can grind this out. Obviously not on my machine, but on their plate. See if I can grind this out a bit. I have a little air tool that you can put some different little grinding bits in. I don't really have much of anything. So I bought some the other day when I was at a store, and this little guy here, I bought a set that had several different, grinding bits or whatever, and as it turns out, the shank size is too big for my air tool. It must be meant for a bigger air tool, so I'm just going to throw it in the drill here, and it may be a useless attempt, but I don't have anything else to try and grind this out and actually be able to use this. All right, so after 3 of these little grinding wheels, 2 drill batteries, and I don't know how long later, we just about got this right. I'm kind of done with it. I don't feel like sitting here for any longer. If you kind of twist it and push it, give it a little love tap, it'll go through. So I'll bring you over here so you can see firsthand. You can see the pin is tight on this right and lower side, and you can see the huge gap there on the left and sort of upper side. And we'll take a peek at the other side here. You can see the pin's not in there all the way yet. There we go. But trying to move that loop out of your way so you can see, but kind of the same situation. Sorry, my camera screen just went. There we go. You know, we got the space there, and then we come around this side and everything's tight. So at least I was able to get it in there now. So we're gonna hook the hoses up and try it out, and fingers crossed that the rest of the unit, everything works okay. All right, so this is the bank we're gonna cut here. This was all cleared at one point. Not, you know, all the stumps weren't removed or anything. You know, we left a few trees, but there's a bunch of shoots that have grown back up. This is pretty steep here. From the trees that we had cleared, this had all been mulched nice and neat at one point. So it's very difficult to get in here to do anything by hand because of how steep it is. I know, you know, you can't really tell on camera. So this is where we're gonna start today. I'm not cutting it real low. This unit here is designed for up to 2-inch thick material. I'll show you kind of what the bottom, this is what the bottom looks like, these blades here. And they are like a, you know, they have sort of this safety where they can kick back. But because this is only designed for 2-inch material and we left, you know, stumps sticking up a little bit, I want to make sure that I don't ram the thing into a stump. So I'm probably gonna first pass, I'll stay up a foot or two from where I think ground level is, because I can't even see ground level at this point, and work my way down. So very first time I've ever used one of these machines. I've never rented one, never owned one, so take it easy on me in the comments if it looks like I'm doing a terrible job, because I've never used it before. So the first thing we have to do here, I gotta grab a wrench. So for this, Kubota gives you 2 ports here. So one of them is obviously running the thumb, and the other one we now have connected to this super duper long hoses here to the brush cutter. So what you do to switch is you take your wrench, there's 2 little arrows on there, and we're just gonna flip this arrow to the back side. You can see there's a little stopper there. So we got to go around, and we're going to do that on this side as well. So we'll change our arrows all the way around. Boom. So now the hydraulic flow is coming here. I think I have these fittings going the right way for the flow. I'm not sure. I'm hoping I do, otherwise I got to go back up the garage, and I'm going to have to take, you know, this fitting off the end of this hose and swap, you know, take the other one off and swap them. So fingers crossed on that, we'll have to see. So that's done. So the next thing we're gonna do, throw my wrench down, we'll climb up in the cab here, put our bar down, and we come down to our screen, and this is our auxiliary button for the hydraulics. Push it once, that's just standard auxiliary, that would be like for our thumb. Push it again. This is the brush cutting setting. I don't know why they think that looks like a brush cutter, but whatever. So now we have it on the flow for the brush cutter. So let's just sort of gently kind of fire this thing up and see what happens here. Let's see, rotation is clockwise. Yep. So it is going clockwise. I don't know if you guys can see that down there. She's running. All right, so it seems like we're going the right way. So I'm gonna get the camera, I'm gonna get you an inside and outside shots. We'll probably start with inside first, because this thing is gonna throw stuff and I don't want it hitting the camera, so I gotta kind of see where to put the camera out there. So, yep, let's get started. Well, she's vibrating us a little bit. I don't know what that means. hydraulic oil out there because it had leaked. See, I don't know if you can you guys see those hoses? I bungee corded them up a little bit, but they still look like they're gonna get caught on stuff. I'm gonna have to figure out something better for those hoses. If you start, I guess, close to where you're working and go up, but still, if there's a branch or a stump or something, I could have them shortened, but you know, the only way to do that obviously is to take them to a hydraulic shop, and they're gonna have to chop the end off. One thing I've noticed with this thing is it's kind of leaving stems, and that could be operator error. I'm not sure if it matters which way you cut, you know, whether you go left or right or whatever, I'm not sure. One other thing that was kind of disappointing, I get too close here, that was a little disappointing with this company was they don't send owner's manuals with equipment, and they don't have anything online either. So here's the finished product. I need to touch this spot up. Overall, I'd say it did pretty well. You know, it left things a little bit higher than what I actually hoped it would. I pretty much set the cutter almost all the way down on this stuff. Problem is, you can see it's so springy. That's why it's not cutting it. But you know, the grass and stuff is going to grow up a little bit. You won't even notice those anymore. Let's see here. Doesn't look like we have any leaks. A little bit of debris here. Let's just toss that over there out of the way. So let's peek underneath here quick. Look at, here's the first blade. Doesn't look like we did anything to that one. And the other one's kind of tucked. Oh, bear with me a second. I don't know if you guys can see, my screen went dark. I don't see any nicks or anything in those blades. So we'll probably, these bolts here, you know, we'll probably double check those now that we've used it, just to make sure they're tight, because you know, we don't want this thing flying off of there. So overall, despite the debacle with the pin, it's a very handy unit. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. My battery's dying. Something a little bit different. This is gonna make me a lot of money. So I'll probably have a few more videos of it here and there, you know, not a lot, because, you know, I mean, you've only only can watch so much brush cutting. But if I get a job that's kind of sketchy or doing something a little bit different than what I did here today, I will film it. Any questions, comments, leave them down below. I really love hearing stories, you know, like I said, just questions, comments about what you think about the thing and the situation. Again, I really appreciate all the interaction from everybody. I would appreciate if you would hit that subscribe button and the thumbs up and that bell icon so you don't miss upcoming videos. You know, we broke over the 4,000 mark, and I really do appreciate everybody who hit the subscribe, who takes the time to watch. It means a lot to me, so thanks again, guys, and hey, I hope to see you on the next video.